Welcome back to the channel. As you can see from the title, we're talking still about water, but this time the proper use of water. But before we get started, I need you, if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll know when I post a new video. But also smash the like button, all right? And another thing, if you have kidney disease or heart disease, you're not going to be able to do any of this maybe, but I just know that all of you, this is just for educational purposes only. So please consult your healthcare provider before making any changes. All right. Thank you. So let's get started. Let's talk about water on the inside. Water, do you know, is the most important part of a proper diet? If you lose 10% of your body's water, the results could be very serious. And if you were to lose 20% of your body's water, it would be fatal. All right. So every function of your body is performed in a fluid state. Why? Because I don't know the percentages. They say from 70 to 83% of our body is water. So your blood is 90% water because it's a liquid, 90% water, and it carries nutrients to the cells and waste products from them. Water aids in perspiration. Digestion depends on fluid. As saliva lubricates the food and enzymes in the stomach to digest your food, the kidneys must have adequate water to filter out waste products. Waste stagnating in the kidneys for a lack of water foreshadow cystic and bladder cancers. I think that's I'm outside, so I don't want the phone to get too hot because it's over 80 degrees here today. So water is lost through our breath as we exhale, through perspiration, and through urine. The water that is lost must be replaced if the body is to continue functioning normally. Many times, common constipation, headaches, and backaches can be relieved by simply drinking sufficient amount of water. And we talked about this before about how much water. Just take your body weight, divide it in half, and drink that number in ounces of water. When to drink water, that's another thing that we need to talk about. Don't drink with your meals. Everybody drinks, but you see it, everybody drinks with their meals. But that's really the wrong thing to do because there's acids in your stomach, hydrochloric acid, and drinking dilutes that, and that acid is acid. It's strong to help break down the food so that it becomes liquid when it passes through your intestines. Okay, you have to masticate your food. Digestion starts in the mouth, so you have to chew properly. Then when it gets in the stomach, the acid breaks everything else down. And so and you know how quickly it can break things down, just because if you're when you eat and then once you regurgitate or vomit, you already see that it's a liquid kind of substance, you see, because that acid is strong. So you don't want to drink with your meals because that does dilute your enzymes and makes it less effective. But the best result is drink your water not less than a half an hour before or after each meal. And you'll find that if you do that, you won't eat as much and you won't be as hungry. Remember, thirst is not a safe guide. Start your day with 2 glasses of warm water and then choose to drink plenty of water throughout your day. Remember, we talked about before drinking water, room temperature, 2 glasses with some lemon in it, but it has to be, room temperature or warm. What about water on the outside of the body? We call that hydrotherapy. Water is inexpensive, abundant, and non-toxic. Besides that, it works. And I feel so bad for Jackson, Mississippi. I feel so bad for Flint. I feel bad for everybody because when you travel overseas, the one thing they tell you, don't drink the water. But I'm telling you, I don't drink tap water here in the United States, okay? Even I just I put filters on top of filters. I buy filtered water. I put filters on the tap water. I put filters on the refrigerator water. And then I run it through a filter because it's just clean, good water is what we all need. Okay. And it's a shame in this country that there are places that don't have proper drinking water. The proper use of hot and cold water relieves pain and prevents infection. That's a hydrotherapy, hot and cold contrast. Your body, as well as your house, requires water, sunlight, and air. Heaven cleaning agent. Okay. Just know that water is so important to every aspect of our lives. If I don't feed my plants, I have lots of indoor plants, and one requires more water than others. I notice if I can water them all the same week, the same time of the day, but this one seems to need water a little bit more. It'll be slumped over quicker than the others if it doesn't have enough water. So its secret is high specific heat. Okay, water as steam, water or ice does a super job in giving off or absorbing heat. For example, I'm gonna let the car go by. For example, if I hold ice cubes on your neck will get much colder much faster than if I simply had a bare neck in 32-degree weather. The ice has done a superb job of absorbing the heat from your neck. Okay, the same principle is true in reverse. If you sink your cold feet into hot water, your feet will thaw out much more quickly than if you held them close to the heater. The water again performed outstandingly. This time it has given much needed heat to your poor numb feet. So a hot, that's 110 degrees, foot bath soon produces bright pink feet. That's when you know the treatment has worked. I've done this. And when I say pink, you're going to see red. It'll be pink in white people. It'll be red in dark African American people. But you're going to see some color come to those feet, all right? The heat has caused the blood vessels in your feet to dilate, becoming larger in diameter. So they are naturally holding more blood. Hence the red or pink skin effect. How does this help? Keep the concept in mind and let us take a few minutes to look at what we can do at home. What if you have a headache? I tell people all the time, if you have a headache, here's what you can do. It's congestion in your head. And this is pretty much for tension. Headaches are a sign of something is wrong in your body. But sometimes tension is stress headaches. But I know this for a fact. Put your feet in some hot water, as hot as you can stand, and put some cold ice pack or we used to have ice packs. If you don't have ice packs, you can use a pack of cold vegetables. If you want it really cold, put that on your forehead. And I'm telling you, the pain, the cold and hot on your feet will relieve that congestion in your head. And also abdominal cramps for young women who still have their menses. This might be something you might think about trying if you talk to your healthcare provider. Abdominal cramps are due to congestion. The solution again is a hot foot bath. These are simple. This is not even, and you don't want to burn yourself, so you got to make sure that the water is hot as you can stand it and add a little bit at a time. But you never want to be burned. You don't want to pour the hot water straight in with your feet. You want to have the water in there. Put your feet in there. See if you can stand it. Take your feet out. Add a little bit more because you never want to get burned. Okay. The pooling of blood to the feet will bring decongestion and relief from the painful abdomen. All right, so that's abdominal cramps. And the hot foot bath, by submerging your feet again in this hot water for 10 to 15 minutes in a bucket or a sink or a bathtub, however you can get it. Have the water comfortably hot. As the water cools, you add more, being careful, of course, like I said, not to burn the person. And do not use it if people have diabetes or advanced auto, some kind of sclerosis, I can't say it, causing impaired feeling in the extremities. What is that called? I can't think of the name of it. But if they have numbness and no feeling, and if they're diabetic, you don't want to do this. Then again, you can do the contrast shower, okay? Now, as you can stand peacefully in your morning shower without any problems, reach out and turn on the cold water. You may get a little extra exercise as you dance around, but you will step out of the shower with a freshness and a vitality that will amaze you. A cold shower. Let me tell you what they used to do and what they used to call insane asylums, sanitariums. Okay, insane asylums, but in sanitariums before hospitals, that's what natural places were called, sanitariums. And if someone was in a mental state or depression, they would do an ice cold pack. They would take sheets and in ice cold water and then wrap the person like a mummy and then cover them with wool so that they're not going to get chilled. So you're in this ice bath and you're wrapped with wool. The calming that this did to the person or the patient, I guess, was amazing. The depression, it just changed. It's just something that will change your whole outlook. So when you're feeling anxious and you don't want to take medicine, I'm not saying if you're on medicine, but I'm just saying if you get to a place where I feel a little like I'm getting depressed, and you're not a person that's depressed and you're not a person that's on any kind of psychotic medicine. I'm just saying normally. Go take a cold shower and see if that doesn't help your anxiety and help you to calm down. Your system will be challenged, your circulation awakened, and you won't need a cup of, you know what, Joe, to get you ready to face the day. So you might want to try that to start off in the morning. Besides that, your white blood cells, this is your body's defense. White blood cells, you got to have plenty of those, will be called from the spleen and other stored deposits in your bloodstream, ready to fight any incoming virus or bug you may encounter. That's good to know. I remember that. I just hadn't done that in a long time. So your morning procedure: a hot shower, 105 to 110 degrees, followed by 1 minute cold shower, increasing circulation and invigorates your body and your mind. And look, just make sure that your family, if you don't live alone, make sure your family know that you're doing this contrast shower, because you're going to be in there singing and dancing, because that cold's going to make you shout, okay? And the common cold, we're talking about the proper use of water. The common cold, the first indication of a cold, immediately go and do this. The first indication, what's your first indication? Sore throat, runny nose, something, I don't know, whatever your first signs of colds are. Shower 110 degrees for 3 minutes, alternate with 1 minute cold, repeat procedure 3 times, ending with cold. Always end with cold, okay? That closes your pores back. And briskly dry your body. Briskly get your towel and dry yourself off very quickly, and go to bed for a minimum of 1 hour. This is when you're feeling the cold coming on. And of course, drink plenty of water. Go to bed for 1 hour. What happens is the white blood cells are dramatically increased, And in most instances, the cold can be averted. Timing is very important. So that means you got to do this at the first onset of this cold. Okay. So I just wanted to get back on because I keep my videos short because of my phone too. But I just wanted to add some more about water, the proper use of water. And I hope this helps. I hope you can find use for this if you're able to. But remember, this is for educational purposes only. So I'm glad to have shared this information with you. I hope it was a benefit. Please like and share. And may the grace and peace of God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ be with you all until we meet again in the next video. Shalom.